Hey everybody, I got a gimbal, so now I don't have to hold my phone anymore, so that's pretty cool. So I have kind of gotten over the whole harassment thing. It's being, oh no, rotate your phone. You can't turn your phone while recording. Why did you do that? My gimbal betrayed me. It has betrayed me. What happened? Did it go off? Did it turn off? Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. What? I'm not. So I guess it turned off. Well, maybe if it doesn't move for too long. Anyway, okay. I'm sorry, guys. So I've kind of gotten over the whole like harasser thing. I kind of don't care. Like at this point, I've realized that this person is just driving more and more traffic to my pages. Why? Is the battery dead? I think the battery's maybe dead. I was so excited about this too. Weird. Anyway, so I guess I'll just hold the phone because I don't want to this is ridiculous. Let's just get through this. Okay. So yeah, I've kind of let it go. I don't really care. I have come to realize that this person is actually doing me a massive favor because he is basically running my counter PR. Like he's giving me all of the things that I can easily counter and be like, well, okay, if you're going to criticize me for that, and I can like respond to them. And so I almost feel like I should be paying him because for one, no one takes him seriously. So all of his criticisms are just making me look better. Like, okay, well, if a registered sex offender doesn't like her, she probably has something going for her, which is true. And I couldn't ask for a better person to dislike me, honestly. The more sex offenders that don't like me, the better. I'm not really trying to win over that demographic, so not a big deal. Anyway, so I did think this is a really great opportunity to address those 2 points that he made because they have nothing to do with commissioning. So let's talk about it. The abortion thing. Yes, I am pro-choice. Yes, I do believe in banning late-term abortions. I think that if a fetus can survive outside the womb, we shouldn't be killing it. But I also believe in bodily autonomy, and so that's my personal opinion. I do associate with people who are pro-life. I don't curate my social circle to only be people who agree with me on everything. And I know that's maybe a little bit crazy these days, but I actually accept people as human beings who have different beliefs from me. And I work with people who have different beliefs from me. That is not something I'm ashamed with. And no one will be able to make me be ashamed of associating with people who I think have a lot to offer. I will say that my views on abortion have nothing to do with commissioning. Nothing. I won't have any power to make any laws regarding that. I have literally no influence as commissioner over that issue. So my personal opinions on the subject, don't matter at all. I have no intention of really having conversations about the subject with people in any official capacity because it's not in my wheelhouse. It's just not, it has nothing to do with being a commissioner. That leads me to the second point, my belief that we shouldn't have sex clubs in schools. This might seem crazy, but I don't think minor children should to groups within our public school systems according to who they'd like to have sex with. But people might disagree. That's my opinion. Oh, that was a bad one. Sorry, I had to reconnect me. Okay. So getting back to that's just my personal belief. I don't think that minor children should be organizing themselves into groups based on who they'd like to have sex with within our public school systems. I just don't think it's appropriate. And I don't think we should be putting flags that represent sexuality in classrooms with minor children. I don't think that we should be blending minor children and adult sexuality together in public schools. That's my personal belief. My personal belief has nothing to do with how people raise their children, has nothing to do with how the schools are run in this area. And as commissioner, I have no authority to tell schools how they would run, nor would I want that authority. As commissioner, I have no say in school policies. That's the parents' job. And let me remind everyone, I'm not running for school board. I'm running for commissioner. It's the school board's job to decide how the schools are run. And if parents don't want those things in their schools with their children, it's parents' jobs to join the school boards and to make those changes. So if a parent came to me and said, Brandy, I have a problem with this at our kids' school, I would say, you know what, I fully support you in doing what you need to do to rectify that. Here's some options for you. And I would give them resources to go be a agent of change in their own community, in their own school. Because here's what I'm about: small government and local control. I have no interest in top-down authoritarian type imposing my will on people. My job as commissioner is to support the will of the people, to represent my electorate. Now, there are times when I'm going to have to look at our budget and say, I'm really sorry, I can't. This is so annoying. I'm so sorry. Technology is just like not on my side today. Anyway, so it's up to the parents to make that call. And it's, for me as a commissioner, my only job is to do my best to give the voters what the taxpayers, what they want. There are times when I'm going to have to look at the budget and say, I'm really sorry, but I have to say no, because we don't have the budget, and the vast majority of people don't agree to spend our collective money that way. That's my job, is to be a voice for the people, not to impose my own beliefs on the populace. I guess the third point I'd like to make is about my involvement with the Republican Party. And this is where I absolutely, this is like the best, because you can look at my professional history. I created a website for my Coos County Commissioner stuff. And on one of the pages, I list all of my education and all of my professional experience. So you can look back to when I first cut my teeth in politics in New York City and see that I was working with a nonpartisan organization. And I was a executive committee member for the Independent Party of New York. And so I have been involved in independent politics for a long time. The reason that I am involved in the Republican Party right now is not because I'm a Republican. I have never been registered Republican. It's because we have a power imbalance, and I am looking to build up leaders. I would do the exact same thing for the Democrat Party. If Democrats reached out to me and were like, Brandy, we want your energy, we want what you bring, we want, some navigation through these conflicts, I would show up happily. I will work with anybody, for the most part, within reason. It doesn't matter if our views completely align. It doesn't matter if we disagree on stuff. Disagreements are going to happen. And if you're a person who's surrounding yourself with people who do nothing but agree with you, you're not going to grow. And so my involvement with the Republican Party has kind of waned off, because they've done years within their group to manifest real change, and I'm not really needed anymore. I help them kind of rally people, get awareness, get involvement. They're doing great things now. They're going through a lot of chaos, but the party and the group is going to come out stronger in the end because of this kind of contention. There it is. I'm so sorry. It's so weird that it does this when I'm on Facebook Live, because I do coaching sessions all day long that are 45 minutes, and I don't really have this problem. So I don't know why Facebook Live is so temperamental. Anyway, that is a flat out lie. That is actually not even remotely true. And the other thing is, me being like a mouthpiece, or me associating with Rob Taylor. What Sal is putting me through right now, so some of the stuff was really gross, right? And it was nasty. But these screenshots that I just posted, that's like child's play. That's like a 7-year-old, how do you even take that seriously? The person who's going to grill me the hardest, the person who is going to give me the hardest time from here on out is going to be Rob. He's going to give me the business. He's going to give me the what for. He's going to expect me to answer questions and to be held accountable. So, yes, we are friendly with each other. Yes, we are colleagues. Yes, we have a lot of respect for each other. that is not going to stop him from being just as hard on me as he would be on anyone else. And so it's a little bit ironic that that's the accusation, when I know in my heart, because me and Rob are going to be doing an interview together, and he's going to give it to me, I have to know my stuff, and I have to be able to communicate it. So that's my thoughts. I have kind of like come to a place where I just don't really care about this person anymore. There are certain boundaries that if this individual crosses, there's going to be legal consequences. It's just a matter of whether or not he makes a choice to cross those boundaries. And it seems like him getting his account suspended over and over and over just isn't enough of a message. But, I mean, I've been told by all of the police, the judges, everybody around here that this person is like known to be mentally ill and obviously not a fast learner. So I have to stay firm in knowing that there are boundaries, and if they are crossed, there will be legal repercussions. As far as saying that I'm Republican and associating with me, that is a flat out lie, but I honestly don't really care, because yeah, I am affiliated with just about anybody, out beyond like me having a really strong moral block on certain types of people, or people have done certain things. But I mean, when it comes to working with people in a professional capacity, yeah, I don't alienate people based on their beliefs. So guilty as charged there. So I just want to get on here and do kind of a fun little like what the hell's up with that type of video. So you guys take care. I've been working on some other longer form content, but I've had a ton of stuff going on with my other professional obligations. So I've kind of been burnt out on, I didn't have a lot to say. I've been speechless kind of for the last few weeks, and just really a lot of inward type stuff that I wasn't necessarily sure I wanted to say, because I was not in a very good headspace, dealing with a lot of anger, as a lot of people are. Like, my head has gone to some very dark places here since like a few weeks ago, but that's kind of lifting, and I'm kind of seeing like, okay, like we have to focus on what comes next, and we have to focus on forward momentum. And I've gotten some leaders in the community to kind of come together and talk about creating some civility in our local political atmosphere. And people are pretty on board, So there's some real opportunity to make change here locally, to improve things locally, improve relations. And I think that exact thing of like, no, I don't surround myself with people who strictly agree with my views. That's why I would make a good leader. And I think more of us in this community need to embrace that. And I would speak directly to our local leadership and say that if your people are not learning about the people who oppose you and oppose what you do, you're doing yourself a disservice. We all should take an interest in the minds of others, even if we don't act on that, or we don't come to common ground. At least educate yourself on what other people have going on. I'm going to be hitting up a Democrat meeting. If nothing else, to assure those people that regardless of my affiliation with Republicans, I'm running for office to be a voice for all people in Coos County. And even if they don't agree with some of my personal beliefs, they should know that I will do everything in my power to represent them just as equally as I would represent anyone else. And so I do want to go to their meetings and meet some of them and talk about like what they want to see in the county too, because their voices do matter too. Anyway, that's all I got. I won't bang on for much longer. I'm going to try to get my gimbal fixed. Betrayed me. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Take a look at my commissioner's webpage. Tell me what you think. Tell me if it needs anything else. I'm working on a news page that will have like kind of updates. We won't really start going hard campaigning until January, just because I know I don't want to hear about it yet, because the election's not until May. Nobody else wants to hear about it yet. We've all got other things on our plate, and 5 months from January and May to May is more than enough time. It's probably too much time. Anyway, so that's what's coming up on the horizon. I will have a news or like kind of updates, events page added to that. But take a look at the website, take a look at my credentials, take a look at my, there is an on the issues page as well, where I talk about some of, like, it's bullet pointed and it's pretty well laid out. I made the whole website myself. So like, temper your expectations a little bit. I did use AI to write. What I did was I used AI to combine my resume with the duties of commissioner, what a commissioner actually does. And it did a really good job. And then I went through and I edited it and put it all in paragraph form, and then kind of like wrote about how my personal experience meets those specific job duties. Because I think that's important, you know, being qualified is important. So you guys go ahead and take a look at that. Let me know what you think. Feedback is always super, super helpful. And I have a pretty thick skin, generally. So when it comes to constructive criticism, you know, when people tell me like, oh, you need to do this better, you don't have to worry about offending me. So tell me what you think. And people can reach out via DM. That's, a lot of people do that, and that's fine too. But anyway, I won't keep rambling. I keep saying I'm going to end this, so I'm going to actually end it, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.